Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Building Blocks. My name is Anna Healy.
And I'm Fuljens Henry.
And today we have a special guest, special episode for all of you. Is an incredible family member, and I actually wrote the intro for him because I wanted to do him right. So I'm like, I don't want to forget anything. But today he is going to be teaching us about how he designs incredible waiting screens, introductions, outro, all of that in Canva, the Dan way.
Right? Yeah, especially in preparation for his upcoming live event on LinkedIn this Friday.
Yeah, he has been on it. So for those of you who do not know Dan is an incredible family member. He was, for those of you who are loyal to our shows, you have seen him in the comments, right? And at first it's like, oh, who's this sarcastic person in the comments, right? Who is this Mar A? But then you get to know him and you get to know the type of questions he's asking are so intelligent. And the comments actually have facts behind them, as crazy as they might sound. So he just eased seamlessly into the fam community. And Absolutely. He's so welcome. So here it is. And for those of you who know Dan, please write in the comments, who's Dan, right? Who's Dan Roth, like, to you? So here we go. Okay. Dan, who needs no introductions among the loyal viewers of our show. You may remember him from his sarcastic comments and intriguing questions during previous episodes. But as time went on, we discovered that there was much more to this individual than meets the eye. And today we're thrilled to introduce Dan. I just went on and on and on because I had so much to say about you, Dan. Welcome to Building Blocks. Dan doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, I'm flushing the drain on the show already. It's weird being here because, first of all, thank you both. For those that don't know, and you probably don't, Anna and Fuljens are extremely special to me. We met because of Gabriel, and became fast friends. And the great thing is I wouldn't be where I am today without Anna and Fuljens, which is why so often, including this Friday, I bring them into the work that I do. But yeah, for those that don't know me, I represent the neurodiverse community. I'm ADHD, language processing disorder. And the reason I tell everybody that is because a lot of what I do is because of the gift and the superpowers I've been given by being ADHD. And it's really important for me to know that as somebody that works so heavily in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Today's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. I'll let everybody know that right now. We have some fun to do with Fuljens, well, at Fuljens' expense, and Anna. But we also, I'm happy to show everybody how my mind works. And we'll be doing 3 premieres today. Friday's event is called the DEI Playbook, and we're going to be premiering the intro to that. I'm also going to be premiering the outro in part because Fuljens in the beginning, when we were prepping, found an issue with one of the slides, and it was actually Canva's issue, which I now have to go in and fix. The part that Fuljens doesn't know is the first thing I'm going to be showing everybody today, and something that I brought up to Anna earlier. So by the end of this, you're going to be getting a very interesting poll. And I want to make sure everybody responds to the poll. It's going to be a poll number 1 through 6. There is going to be no prize because I don't want Tatiana to win anything else. I'm trying to. Well, actually, maybe if she wins now, she won't win the major giveaway next month.
Oh, I see. Okay, listen, just do it.
I guess we have to answer Paul's question. Paul, bring it on. The funny thing is with Paul, he's earning time and a half today, but I also have such an immense amount of respect for him I know Anna was part of the conversation. And my one demand was Paul get his own custom Paul the moderator superhero bag of coffee. So
just for Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, I don't want to call Paul an underdog, but I'm always a big fan of those people that work goes somewhat understated. And when you see Paul in the comments every day, when you see him doing this work, it's a labor of love, and it's very obvious that it's a labor of love. And it's for those reasons that I have such high level of respect. So yeah, I mean, we could start wherever you want to, but it's truly an honor and a privilege to be sitting in the same room with two people I have so much love for.
And we are so proud to have you here. And again, we didn't mention this at the beginning, but for those of you who are watching, Building Blocks is also a space for you to share what you, if you have encountered a design or like an aha moment on an app that you have been using that has been helping you in your workflow. Let us know. Send us an email at Anna and Fuljens@gmail.com and tell us what it is, and we will bring you on the show because we want to highlight all of you. And Dan has been doing some incredible things. He's been posting it in the community. The fam has been super engaging, asking Dan how he did that and all of that. So Dan is gonna show us how he did it. So Dan, you can go over what you have created, right? Your creations, and then you can break down the introduction and how you did it.
Yeah, so we're going to start with a little bit of fun today. But before I get there, I want to make sure that nobody thinks I have an ego. This was actually created by somebody in my community. For those that don't know, I have a 12,000 plus person community on LinkedIn I created.
Wait a second. Let me take your lower third off so that you can. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
So one of them created What Would Dan Do? And since I've lost some weight recently, I'm like, okay, well, if Paul's going to earn time and a half, he's going to have to get two. So
we should all get a shirt with our faces on it,
like it's weird because, and you two know better than most, like within the LinkedIn community, I do have a very large following, and I'm very honored to have won some awards, including recently, which I'm thankful you didn't bring up, because that's just weird to me. So like when they sent me this, I'm just like, you've got to be. My wife rolled her eyes. I've never seen her roll her eyes bigger in my life. Yeah, because like the guy sent me one, but then he sent two for the girls. And I mean, that's one way of keeping them safe and letting them know who their daddy is when you go out into like an amusement park or something. But, I'm surprised Doc doesn't have a shirt with his face on it. But that's
he does. He does. It's like
the silhouette.
The silhouette. Yeah. The silhouette. Yeah. But Dan, you can go ahead and start showing your designs because we want to see what you got.
We don't have so much time. Okay, let me go over to Canva. So I've worked with Canva for about 500 plus hours per year, and while I understand what's going on with their influencer program, they are a place that I've really kind of grown. So I'm going to start off by pulling this up, and I'm going to go to presentation mode. I'm just going to let this play. But just to give everybody an idea of the designs that I work with, we'll do this.
Okay.
This is the problem with this internet speed. Sorry about this, folks.
Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe is the sound on Canva.
Yeah, the sound's on Canva.
Yeah, maybe if we turn the sound off on Canva, it would not have that issue.
So I don't actually think that's the problem. When it
Okay.
comes to my design, they're really complex. Let me try to do it a different way. Bear with me, everyone. Let me pull it up from what I've downloaded, and that might be a better way to do it. The problem is within Canva, there's an expectation that, so there's only, sorry, I need to lock my overlay. The work that I do tends to incorporate so many different three-dimensional designs that I often get stuck a little bit, because it was not intended to do that work. So you know what I'm gonna do? We're just gonna make this easy. I'm gonna download this, but while I'm doing that, let me premiere something for everybody because I don't want to waste time. Yeah, let's do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna here. Actually, let me do this. Sorry, Anna. Yeah, let me premiere this and we'll go from there. So let me go to primary monitor. What am I doing? Now I'm just being stupid. Sorry. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Roth. Freely, being law, you find value in something in daily life. Thank you so much again for joining us. Can't wait to hear your feedback. Please tell your friends. This is the DEI Playbook. So that is going to be, that's the premiere of our show intro for Friday.
That is nice, Dan. Good job.
That is done completely inside of Canva.
It's done completely inside of Canva. We may have to do building blocks scene towards the end because I'm waiting for it to download, but I promise we will get to it. But that was done completely through. I'll show everybody how that was actually done because when I brought up the idea of being a neurodiverse individual, I have a gift to see things and the interactions that they sort of play into. And because of that, it really allows for some interconnectedness that is often it's often a little bit different. So let me open this up and I will show everybody. Let me back to here and get to the right screen. So I just want to make sure we're on this correctly. Yeah. So this intro was created. So some people are going to do their intros when they go into actually live on the air. For me, it made more sense to do a pre-recorded message because then we could really start on time. There's no issues with wording and otherwise. As I take this down into the scene, the beginning scene is one of those where I want to create a cinematic feel. The opening scene where it says this is presented by wasn't one of my more complex scenes. It really just wanted to introduce what was happening. So as I moved through here and I built this up, everything had to do with timing. So if I pull up and I go and I show the timing, oops, wrong thing. So if I pull this up and I go show timing, one of the things that you're going to notice is that this component populates. We have a couple of things here. One is we have this piece. So
Dan,
this enemy.
Dan,
yeah.
Just real quick.
Real quick.
The time
The
overlay at the bottom is kind of cropped out because of the way that screen share is.
Yeah, let me see what I could do about that. I wonder if I could zoom out. This is not making it easy for me.
Or just zoom out on the screen share overlay itself.
Say that again.
Just shrink down your screen share overlay in Ecamm so we can see the bottom part where you're showing like the timing and all that stuff.
This thing. There we go. So let me bring this out. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to highlight this the best I can. And clearly I'm not the greatest, but what I'm talking about is right here. So as you see the circle on my point, so this component right here, that's that circular point, the independent motion graphic. Then this component, the lights up here, this is all independent graphics. So basically what I'm dealing with is I'm dealing with the background plus 3 individual components plus 2 motion graphics. So I'm doing that because I want to create the effect, but in order to do that correctly, I'm having to time everything out. So I don't want this to populate and have everything and have the sponsors start off right off the bat, because then it's like, well, there's no pizzazz to it. So that's why once that's done popping out, once that circular is done, now you get the lights and it gets to move on. The 3D motion graphics with this, I really enjoy doing was these individual. I had 2 options. This is a very serious presentation, and there's going to be a lot of in-depth discussion. It was really important to me to talk to each panelist to get information about them on a personal level. So with Ishan, I knew that she loved board games. So these individual components were all based off of, and I'll show everybody in a second, these were not how this set out to be. Like, if I go to elements and then I go to dice, I'll make it more legible in a second. And I go over to videos, what you're going to notice one second. So I zoom in here. One of the things that you're going to notice is if I add this element, see how now everything has that background to it. So here's what I'm doing. And this is the way I created those at the bottom. I'm going over to edit video, going background remover. Now, here's the problem. Not every one of these videos has the ability for the background to be taken out. So now I'm playing it like this, and then what the full effect winds up being. That doesn't look good. So I have two options. One is I can minimize it to a portion of the screen, which is what I do with these dice here, and then this dice overlay here. Or I could create it to go across the entire screen, but now it's not going to look good because it's in front of everything. So now I could go and layer this, send it to the back, and now you have a more adaptive display that you could push. But hey, I version of it feature looks like, and now you have these three-dimensional graphics that you get rid of this thing.
Dan.
Yeah.
So let's do something because you keep cutting off when the video comes up on. When you're pulling a video up, pull it up, let it render, and then say and see if that helps with it. Because whenever you bring the video up, then you get caught off, and we want to hear what you're saying because this is the important. Like this is we want to know how you're doing this.
Yeah, and I apologize. Like, look, I've done 350 podcasts. I'm a keynote speaker. I'm more nervous sitting here with the two of you than I ever normally am. So I feel like I'm fumbling.
Listen, oh my gosh, Dan, it's us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
You are good.
All of the reason I'm here. So so here's one that I really like. So if I go over here, Lori, she loves to dance, all this stuff. So these individual flags are both motion graphics. These displays are both individual. They all have backgrounds. So again, if I went back to dancing and I brought this, so you see that background. Now this is the type of video that really works, because now you have those individuals and you'd see them really clearly. When you're dealing with effects that don't have that, they're going to be a lot more transparent. They're not going to be solid. They're not going to come together. Now, the other cool thing is if I click playback over here, there's two things that could happen. One is I could reduce the speed or speed it up. Hey, I want to see a really fast dance. To do that, I could also loop it forever within the clip so that this keeps on going out. Now, let's say you're like me and you have two left feet, and you don't have the ability to dance fast. Well, now I could reduce it and go into slow-mo graphic. So this is sort of the benefit, but now what you could do is now, if I wanted to, I take this, I put this over here, and now we have this additional scene. And this is how I did it with these individuals. Like, you see that the speed right now is a regular speed, so it's 1. Let's say I wanted to show, okay, we have 1 regular, but now that's faster. So I'm going to remove this and watch. Okay, now watch what happens. Go back, and then with 2 different speeds for the characters. Obviously, you're going to have a person winning the dance competition. Now, everybody wants to see Fuljens, right? So, even though Anna is not part of this specific broadcast, Anna is very special to me, so I tend to incorporate her even when I shouldn't. My bad.
And
I'm taking pictures.
I have 2 Annas.
Anna's because that, it looked it just looked good. So we have the Haitian heritage. I love the building block design that I was able to incorporate into this. It's not that I love my own work. I just love that component of the design. So each one of these components is going to be 3-dimensional visual with the Haitian flag. I also had to customize this photo of Fuljens. I promised myself I wouldn't say anything about your jacket. Okay. So anyway, so this is how. But the thing with it is, I'm going to go back to my original scene real quick. The thing with this is that there needs to be a high sense of detail when it comes to every component, because this is the difference between what I do and what you may refer to as less experienced people. I want to make sure that the timing is right. I want to make sure that each component is on point. I want to create something that it takes people 2 or 3 times to watch the video to really notice. Like, most people may just think that those are blocks, but if somebody from Ecamm's watching, they're going to know, wait a second, those are building blocks. That's really important to me to ensure the dynamics within the video. I want to show everybody another video that I'm working on because I actually have to fix this. Let me see if this one loads. And this is going to be the outro. There's a very special scene that I did for Anna in particular. So let's see if this works. Then we'll go in and we'll take a look, and perhaps I'll have the Ecamm community or see what they want to do with it. But let's go here, and yeah, we'll just go here. All right.
Those little characters.
Aren't you the which one was you? Were you? Didn't you request to be somebody?
I think it was a unicorn. I wanted to be the unicorn or the fox of it. One of the two.
Yeah, I made Anna the unicorn. And by the way, I did see the comment about doing something from scratch. I'm going to show that in a second. I meant to do that in the beginning. That was actually part of the video that was having trouble downloading, but I'll show everybody in a second. But yeah, Anna wanted to be the unicorn. And the reason I did it this way is because with such a heavy event, I wanted there to be sort of this breath, this unexpected breath at the end. It was really important to me to do that. And really like this, maybe I should play around with this. This is what I did. So here's the thing. I'm going to show everybody what this looks like, because you find certain characters, they're part of collections, and you could very easily find those collections. What I'm going to do is, let me see if I can bring my screen over. I'm trying to figure out how to get this expanded. It's not being nice to me. Let me see if I could option this. Yeah, this doesn't go over any further.
What are you trying to do to the screen share window?
I'm trying to show everybody the collection on the left side over here with the hats, but it's not allowing me to actually pull that up. So I'm gonna have to figure something. This completely messes me up, but we're all good. So basically, you could go into the search bar and you could go to all these different collections. Come on, projects. Let me try one more thing. This may work. This may work. Folders. Okay, Perfect. This makes me happy. Okay. So I went through, and you have all these different iterations of these videos, of these elements. And what I do is I'll create projects out of them. So with this one, as I was creating something to try to be nice to Fuljens and Anna for building blocks, I pulled out all these different elements that I thought really played well into what they do. And I put them in this box. And the reason I bring this up is because when you pull this up and you pull up the information, you see abstract, cube, shape. These are all different collections of images that you could really utilize at your disposal. If we wanted to burn the building blocks, I don't know why we would do that. I was pulling the best I could. I was trying to figure out different methodologies, but for this one, for Anna, we have this great file where everybody will see this in a second, where we have this camera, and this works really well. So if I want to, I can go over to the photography, I could find the information, and I could actually search for it. Now I go back and I go over to, what is it, Dan favorites. So when we talk about some of the, like the unicorn, this is how the unicorn initially shows up. So you see that over here it says by Maria Voitova. So if I actually take this BAD6 MRQJRS and I plug it into my search bar of Canva, it will pull up everything by Maria. And now when I'm using it, all I'm having to do is remove the background, and that's how I create these visuals within the outro. So each one of those is based off of taking those individual characters, removing the backgrounds, placing them in a component that works together. And then as each one of them is individually doing their thing, collectively, it makes for a really great presentation. Now, I'm going to be honest. Grumpy Cat is a personal favorite of my wife and I. So I had to that was my nod to my wife, and what I'm doing, I was trying to create a nod for my wife within anything. So I included that, but these are how you take these individual components and make them together. Now let me go back, because this is okay. Yes. Okay. I get to show everybody this. I'm going to be very, very happy in a second. I really love, and I wanted to show, and it would have made me very upset if I couldn't. So we're going to try this again. Let's do it. And here's our poll.
Oh wait, there's a poll?
That was but that was I gotta do that. I mean,
Well, that's why I put the letters. And by the way, Anna knew I was doing this earlier. Anna messages me at 5 a.m. because she forgets I'm on the West Coast. And I said to her, I'm like, I promised I would be nice, but can we play with Fulgen just a little bit? She goes, let's do it. So I sent her this specific slide. But here's what I meant by talking about the individual components, right? So this, by the way, is my favorite one. I'll be very honest, I really loved how that came together. But I wanted to create something for Anna and Fuljens that really represented who they are. But so taking this and being able to work within the bottom thirds, the lower thirds, being able to have that camera, being able to, well, the top hat was just a neg at Fuljens. This was really important components. Now, I broke Canva creating this. And the reason I say that is because unlike Overlay Uno, you can't attach the names to the graphics so that they come in and out with those lower thirds. So what you have to do is basically create the timing so that right when this lower third pops out, so does the name. And then limit it so that once it goes away, it goes away. So this is part of how you have to build this out within this component. I did talk to a product manager at Canva, and this is something that they're looking at because this is a big deal. When we're talking about podcasters and we're talking about those that are doing videos, we want to be able to produce things that have that uniformity all the way across. And for us to be able to do that, this is part of it. I've gone through a lot. I've been very all over the place. Anna and Fulgens, I'm going to toss it back to you and see what you want me to do. Tatiana and I were both on video today. She beat me in presentation. Hats off to you, Tatiana.
Let's get you back full screen.
I'm doing it. I know how to work this. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I got the Fulgen fedoras in. I still feel bad how much I wrecked you about the jackets, but it is what it is.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Myself. Yeah.
Dan, so we're gonna put you on mute when we're speaking over so that we don't get the feedback, okay? So just
But also, Dan, like if you could do one thing, you know how before we went live, because live happens, everyone, you know, this is a, you know, it happens. But you know how we were on we switched to Ecamm Live Virtual Mic. If you can go back into the Chrome browser and just switch back to your normal mic and see if that will make a difference. Since we don't need to use the sounds anymore in Canva.
yes. So for now, okay, so for now you
Hold on. Yep. Go ahead, Dan. Still no audio on your end.
Dan, we're gonna mute you. Let us know when you're gonna test it. Let us know when you're gonna test this. So okay.
Hear me better?
Yep. Hold on.
Okay.
So test.
Test.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we identified, because like earlier before the show started, we needed to use Ecamm Live Virtual Mic so Dan can actually use screen share, and then we can hear the audio of what was happening in the overlays. But it was creating some type of echo cancellation, non-echo cancellation situation on our end, even though on our end in Ecamm we have echo cancellation enabled and all that good stuff. It doesn't work well, or it's not playing well with virtual mic. So now Dan switched back to his regular mic, and we're good.
Yay! So Dan, first of all, now that we can awesome, great job. I mean, that is so complex. And one thing that I'd like about Canva now, like I know they released it a while back, but having the option to arrange layers is an amazing feature. And I'm pretty sure that was one of the main features you use with this designs, right?
Yeah. So it was the layering is really important, but I don't think they've gotten there on the amount that they could put at any one time. Like you saw how there was issues with the relay. I think that certain aspects overload their system, and that's why when I downloaded it, it wasn't using the Canva platform anymore, so it sounded a lot better. Whereas when I was in there, there was an issue. Plus, like even when you're taking those individual components or removing the background and adding them to, a lot of them don't show up. And even though we have the ability to adjust the temperature and the sharpness, they really there's no way to make them fully whole again. So there's still a lot of issues with it. But one thing I want to say is like it's really weird because I do all these lives and I'm completely it's harder to it's harder to be in conversation when you're doing things like this than it is to have conversations like we'll have on Friday. But if you want to see me on best Friday, Fuljens is going to be there. Fuljens, 12 years in nonprofit, working with the Haitian community. I'm so proud that I get to be a part of you speaking out and showing your full abilities and potential because people on Ecamm have only gotten a fraction of what I've gotten to see as your friend and what Anna gets to see. So I'm so proud that we get to put you in those positions. And if anybody is looking for an incredible, amazing, fantastic speaker, please reach out to Fulgens and Anna for that matter. But Fulgens, he has so much to give, and I want to get him on more stages.
Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that. And it's such an honor and pleasure to be on that platform with the distinguished panel that you're gonna have on Friday. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's a first for me as well. So I really thank you for that opportunity and I'm looking forward to what comes out of it.
Just trust yourself. You know, one of my superpowers is not being on this program, but it's on making people look good. It's on making people look good. And as we do the work to elevate, that's the importance of producing and hosting. A lot of people think it's all about us and individuals, but when you're doing it the right way, it's all about how can I prop other people up? How can I show everybody for their best self? And whether it's thought provoking questions, whether it's challenging ideologies, or whatever the case may be, it's really important that we do that because that's what's going to create those special pieces of micro content that people talk about months and years after the programs. And we have over 1,000 attendees that have signed up to be part of it. It's the largest non-LinkedIn branded event of the year in terms of responses, and there's a reason for that. So, I'm honored. I'm honored to be with you, and we have a lot of projects that you and I and Anna get to work on. So, um, you don't get rid of me.
One thing, Dan, that I liked about the designs that you showed, specifically for the events that you have coming up on Friday, is that as guests, right? We are kind of a little antsy before we come on camera, so you actually personalized every single one of those slides for the guests. So behind the scenes, they're going to be feeling relaxed because they're going to laugh about it, right? So when they come on camera, they're going to be a little bit relaxed already because they have released a little bit of energy with the laugh that you gave them. So that was great. That was great strategy.
I appreciate that. It's hard because when you put on free events, and this is a free event, uh, not everybody is going to have the same level of dedication. For me, if I'm going to bring on guests, I want something that they could show and be proud of. And that comes down to the creation of multiple pieces of marketing material that are detailed right down to their brand colors. Like if you were to see the outlines for each of the individual cam overlays, Fulgens has his brand colors on. Every single person does. And it's really important to highlight those things. And what we were talking about beforehand is now I have a partnership. One of the sponsors is Opus Clips. Thank you, James. Thank you, Anna and Doc. And now, because of that, each individual is going to get micro content just built right away where they have everything that looks like them. It doesn't look like it's coming off of somebody else's program. It looks like something they would have created. And that's
Genius.
that's when I know that I'm doing my job.
Mm-hmm. And you did, so that, I mean, ingenious, because that can do it, right? That can, are you gonna have like hashtag Dan Consulting on the bottom, so when they do share their content,
This isn't no. So here's my thing. This event got started because I created a 6-part newsletter on LinkedIn called the DEI Playbook. When I did that, and I haven't done a live event like this in over a year. The last one I did was I interviewed a man by the name of Mark Talley. His mother was killed in the top shootings in Buffalo. So it was a long time before I produced a large scale event. And I don't do podcasts like y'all do. Uh, I have a high level of strategy. So I tend to push things and do things 6 weeks out. So larger scale events, but less of them. And the thing with it is, so I already have my SEO material out there. For me, this is not about that. This is about having each individual person that's on the stage share their experience and their expertise. And if they do that, if that comes out in the 90 minutes that people are with us, then I'm proud of it. Do I hope that people recognize and appreciate all the work that I've put in? Yeah, I do. I'd be stupid and a liar if I said no. But that's not the focus. The focus, what's more important to me is if people reach out to Fuljens and say, "Hey, Fuljens, we want you working on our stuff," or Sharita, uh, Sharita Washington, who's one of the panelists, and says, "Hey, how can we help support?" If those things happen, then I am happy. And I say that from the bottom of my heart because I get more gratification from putting others in positions of opportunity than I do for my own.
and that's Dan Roth, everybody, for real. Like that's him in front and behind the camera, exactly that. So we are so lucky to have you in the family, Dan, and we cannot wait to experience that event. You and participating in it, me behind the scenes. That's gonna be pretty good. So
Yeah, and
let's see. Go ahead,
real,
Dan.
real quick, just letting everybody know because I know we have an international audience. If anybody is interested, we're going to be doing 4 live replays: U.S. audience, U.K. audience, Australia audience, and India audience. So that's really important. One last quick thing I have to say: Katie is one of my heroes. I have to give her a hello. She's been so incredible to work with. And here's something Fulgence doesn't know, but you know. Fulgence, the reason I have the partnership with Ecamm on this event was not to promote the event. The reason I have the sponsorship with Ecamm is because I asked Katie because I wanted to promote you.
Yeah.
Anna knows that, and I wanted to make sure that we drew eyes to you, and so beyond all the jokes and in a very serious manner, that was the impetus for that partnership.
I'm forever grateful. I really appreciate that. I really do.
Hug it
done.
out. It's a little hug. It's a
No
little
bars
hug.
right here.
Hey,
I need a glass.
If I have my RCP next to me, I would have given some chimes, but
There we go. We got
chimes.
some.
That's loving. It's like,
we got
aw.
to do some chimes. Hold on. I have
Okay.
it here.
There we go. You got brotherly love right there.
If
Love
Dan had the
it.
virtual mic on, Dan would just do the toilet flushing sound.
I was just trying to. I forgot my virtual mic is off. But here, you know what's funny? I don't think you're gonna allow me to show a couple of them, but you know my personality, right? So I'm gonna cover this up, but I have my buttons, which I will not remove my finger from because I don't want Katie. But I have 4 of these.
And that's the sound that they make?
Do you want me to play it?
No. I just say, so the sound that is written, I mean, what is written is the sound that it makes.
The Ecamm channel will get like a notification.
So I have
Paul's like, oh, no.
So I have an F1. I have that one. I have an H no one. And then somebody sent me a corny pickup line one, which I don't use. So, but
So,
as as a keynote speaker, I can't use those anymore. So now my kids just play with them. So please don't call trial services.
There you go. Yes, K-Walk. It's a bullshot button.
Oh, there we go. There we go. But honestly, speaking everyone, so if you have, just like Dan showed us, this incredible designs that he's creating with Canva, if you have anything that you're doing that helps you in your workflow, designs, please let us know and we can check it out and bring you on the show so that you can also show us what you do. Because now with what Dan has shown there, you can create different things. You know how to remove the background. Perhaps you knew it, perhaps you didn't, but then you know that you can layer different elements onto one presentation or whatever it is, and then add sounds to it. You can also bring a design with no sound and add the sound inside of Ecamm if you wanted to do that. So multiple ways to do it. So whatever it is that you're doing, we want to know whether it is how you create your shows, right? Like in workflow and things like that. That's usually pretty interesting to know how everybody else designs their show and how they do their run of show.
Absolutely.
So I saw someone write in the comments that they love workflows. So if you would like to be a guest on our show, just send us an email and let us know what it is and what you use, and we will check it out. I think I marked it on favorites. So if you go to favorites.
And if you have any questions about how I did anything, I know it was a little bit disjointed today, feel free to reach out. I'm not an expert in this. I started 2 years ago when I first started creating content. And for somebody with ADHD to be able to say that they learned something new, it's really difficult. So, not to be corny, but if I could do it, anybody can come up with these designs. It's just everybody has their own creative outlook, and that's what makes it so unique and so cool. And why people keep coming back to Building Blocks and ENN News week after week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We had a question from Emily. Asked, I love that psychedelic mic. What is it, Dan?
Yes. So this is my favorite mic. It's a Hypercast. I can get the link. It's actually not a super expensive mic. It's about, I think it was on sale for like $139 on Amazon, but this was a recommendation to me and I just absolutely love it. Constantly changing color. Hypercast, Hyperquadcast or something like that. Yeah. So I'll post this. Actually, Paul, if you could post it, because I just realized that I can't. Yeah, it's Prime Day deal. It's $119.99 down from $160. HyperX Quadcast S RGB USB condenser mic.
Nice.
I love that mic. I still have it on the back as a nostalgic. That was the mic that I transitioned to during the pandemic. That I used to borrow that was my son's mic, and I used to love that the mute button was so easy. It was just right there, so it was just very sensitive and a little tap, and you were muted. I used to so that's pretty cool.
I love this. Mic. Like I want to get a Shure mic just to have it. I was going to make a joke about iRig, but I'm going to avoid that. But I love this mic, and most of my products are between Elgato and some other things. So and then this mic behind me, this is a 360 mic. This is eMeet. This is actually supposed to be for office settings, but what's really cool about that, and I'll show everybody really quick because I think they'll appreciate this, is if I go over to my eMeet, you're going to get a 180-degree view of my office and of my setup. And this is one of my, I need to clean it clearly. Like this is like my car window, but
Anna was about to just get on you just now. Like, wipe your lens.
What's going on?
Wipe the lens, bro.
I don't know how to clean this because each one of these individual dots here, and I'll show you, are cams. I don't know how to clean
So
it.
get a microfiber cloth and then just clean each of them if you have access to the glass.
Yeah. So I'll definitely do that, but you can see that's 180-degree view. So I've got my overhead mic, I've got my cam link set up. I've got 3 of these for the phone for the cam, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it's and this entire setup was inspired by Anna, Fuljens, and Doc. I do
Here,
not have
let's see.
I do not have a plan. Sorry, Marshall.
Right. You don't have the fern. You don't got the fern.
Listen, it takes a while to get the fern, you know.
Marshall goes on a rant about a fern. I'm sitting there, it's a fern. Why do I want to spend $70 on something that's dead and doesn't do anything?
But then the thing is, Marshall actually takes care of the fern too.
Right.
The fern looks really good. Like Marshall is taking care of that plant. I tried. Remember, I tried to have a plant back there.
The light, it's not.
Yeah, it was
the light's
like
not conducive.
It was in
fern.
a low light plant or whatever, and it started just doing things. I'm like, you know what?
And it's a point of engagement. Look at us talking about Marshall's fern.
Look, Marshall is one of my favorites. He does some amazing designs, but anybody that gets on a 10-minute thing about a fern, I have to question if they were having some ferns behind the closed doors.
Shout out to Marshall. Shout out to Marshall Fox.
Shout out to Marshall.
Shout out to Marshall.
To show up
Marshall
now,
creates season 2 Thursdays live on Ecamm live YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna get in trouble if we go any longer.
So no, we're still 1 minute. Yeah, we got 1 minute to go.
Just want to address some of these some questions here. Emily asked, Canva is my happy place, but I always have issues sharing the sound into Ecamm. Any solutions for this? Emily, are you using the screen share overlay? If you use the screen share overlay, hold on, if we go, let's come here for a second. Oh, perfect. Shift Command D. And if you use the screen share overlay for Canva, Emily, and on the pencil right here, you have activate system audio capture. So just double check that. So regardless of what site you're on, make sure you have your system audio capture activated here if you want the sound to pass through into Ecamm.
Yeah, Marshall did an awesome job explaining screen share and all of that.
Yeah.
And so if you want to know more about screen share and all of that, go and check out it was pretty nice.
And you could also check out Ecamm live demo with Doc Rock every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
And then EUC Vibes. Thank you, Fuljens. I made an awesome news overlay with your help from your last video. Awesome. Is there a way to grab the preview window and move it? I'm only able to make it larger and smaller, but can't move it onto my screen like another monitor. So this is another thing that you can do here. You can go to Windows. Sorry, Dan.
No, sorry. I was talking out loud.
Okay. If you go to the main Ecamm menu, go to Window, and then just click on Program. So that's going to give you another program window right here that you can move around. Although you can move the main program window, but you have an extra one here, right? So that's how you do that. So let us know if you have any questions. Awesome. And I think we're good. We're all set with the questions.
I was contemplating whether I wanted to press this button right as we went off the air just to throw Paul off, but I'm going to
No, Paul is like, okay, he's breathing again. Let's keep Paul breathing, please, because we need him. So we got to keep him breathing.
No, absolutely.
Let's just keep him breathing,
Dan
okay?
may be the fertilizer for the bird tomorrow.
So, all right, everyone, let's close this incredible stream. What do we call it? Like Danified. Yeah,
it was awesome.
Stream
It was awesome.
With what is the like the best design software for you that you're currently using, whether it is Canva or it is Adobe or whatever it is that you're using to design your overlays, please let us know in the comments, because we want to be able to bring you those as well, right? So if you're designing on one specific one, we can bring you tips on how to design there, the loaders that we create, waiting screens, whatever it is that we create using Ecamm, we can do mixed of the two. So we want to see it in the comments and see what you use.
Oh, shoot. Anna, sorry.
Yes.
Not to interrupt. If you want to check it out, Fuljens Guide, please tell them about your brand new website.
Oh yeah. So I have a draft. But it's Fuljens.com/me. Fuljens.com/me. But I'm still doing some final tweaks to it because of my OCD-ness. But Fuljens.com/me. Fuljens.com/me.
So Sammy is a Photoshop guy with you there. That's awesome.
And then we have a question from Poke Surge. How do we add effect to a main screen like a GIF? Oh, that is very simple. You just drag and drop the GIF into your overlays panel, and you should be good to go. And then you could also apply a transition, like flying from the left, flying from the right. You can do that too, if that's what you're referring to.
And you can attach like when you come in, a sound to it with the Stream Deck.
See if I can find a GIF real quick.
Let's see. Who else? Okay, what else do you use? So we have, okay, so Michael Hill uses CSS and fancy Canva. Yeah, I have been playing around with Adobe Express, and it's pretty cool. Is it different?
Yeah,
different
I have not dabbled in Adobe Express.
Sammy says he used Canva, then went to Photoshop, and he can't go back. I go back and forth because sometimes there are things that are easier to do in Canva than in Photoshop. So I just want to do something real quick. I go to Canva, and then when I want to do more intricate designs that require some details, I will do it in Photoshop. But yeah. I hear you, Sammy. I hear you. It's like once you see the power, and you know how to use that power, right?
Absolutely. Paul says, I'm going to start playing with Affinity Design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, PokeSearch says, thanks. Yeah, just take your GIF, drag and drop it into the overlays panel, and then you'll have like a little pencil on the side of the GIF where you can assign a transition, like flying from the left, flying from the right, top, bottom, and you're good to go.
Like you can get one of those elements that Dan showed you, so you can get the unicorn, take remove the background, bring it in, and you can have the unicorn, do his thing because it's going to be a movie. So it can go around.
Oh, I try to drop this in, and it's not GIFifying. It downloaded a WebP. Trying to get a GIF for you. Let me get another one.
So yeah, you can do that. And bring it into Ecamm, and then it can just be your pretend widget. Or if you're Michael Hill, you can probably program that overlay to do something. That little, right, Mike?
Right.
Haley, come here.
There we go.
What is Paul talking about with the peanut butter?
Haley, come. So David uses Canva.
Here we go.
Of course, Sammy.
Here you go, Pokey. So you drag and drop this into Ecamm, and then you have the pencil here, transition, flying from wherever. So let's do flying from the bottom, right? So it's in the overlays panel right here. Just like that.
Okay. All right. So Dan, any last...
Oh, I see what no, because I'm saying GIF, and then Paul is anti-GIF. Paul is team GIF.
Oh, are you really? Sorry, Paul. I am peanut butter all the way.
Here.
I'm peanut butter.
Oh man. And then another Q colon from
Hey,
hello. Hold on, let's switch to give. This is the Haley
right,
Canva.
Eden, right?
No,
So
this is
that's
Brooklyn.
it.
This
For
is
sure.
this is Brooklyn. Brooklyn is my little. She's attached to me. But here for Paul, we've got peanut butter.
Peanut butter Oreos.
Okay, you could go. You want to go to mommy?
Yeah, nice poke. Yes,
That's what's up.
yes. Awesome.
And then hold on, we just have another question here. Vibes is saying, I want to switch my camera with Stream Deck, but in every scene. So I guess I have to put my cameras in the overlay, show in all scenes. Okay, yeah. If you want your camera to show in all scenes, you could either set it up as an overlay in all scenes, or if you want it just to lay there above all the scenes, and no matter what scene you're switching to, it's just there. Yeah, have it show in all scenes. Absolutely. But does that mean I have to put whatever overlay I want on top of the video? Yes, you would have to do that too, unless you just go to each individual scene and set it up with the overlay. So your camera overlay and all that stuff, they'll just be overlays showing in current scene and not showing in all scenes.
Eden, you have to come to Building Blocks and show the greatness of Camo. One of these days, we have to just like pray to all the whatever we believe in so that everything works out and aligns so that you can come and talk about that incredible app of yours, Camo.
Here we go.
Eden's one of my favorites. Eden's just such a beautiful person inside and out.
Who is?
Eden.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Yes. Yes.
GIF is Giraffix interchange format. Exactly.
GIF. GIF. Okay, so Dan, do you have any last minute advice for those who want to start doing all the incredible, intricate designs that you just showed us today?
I mean, to me, everything. Come here, Haley. Come here. We have another visitor. Now we're gonna get Fuljens mini. My main thing is mental health, and for me, creativity is such an individual. What'd you say?
I'm not getting what she's saying. I just know she's cute.
Say it again.
Okie dokie?
No. Fuljens will explain later. So,
I want Haley to see our faces. Hi, Haley.
Hi, Haley.
Hello, Haley.
hi, Auntie Anna.
Hi, Auntie Anna.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I love how you say my name. Can you say my name again?
Say,
What's her name?
Anna.
say Anna. Say hi, Auntie Anna.
Hi, Auntie Anna.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Aw.
no.
Hold on. Wait. This is the moment.
You're
This
right.
is
The
the
chimes.
Oh.
Remember the calling.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, creativity is so subjective. You know, the way my styling it may be different than your styling, but that doesn't mean it's better or worse. So my recommendation is honestly the same that most people will give you. Just play around. It took me a long time to get to this point, and it was all because I wanted to work with people that were better than me, like Anna, like Fuljens, like my mentor, Future Kane, and that helped elevate me to that next level because I wanted to be where they were at, and I took inspiration from it. So that's what I've got to say. I really appreciate both of you so much. I can't wait till Friday to be done with it. I've put 80 hours worth of work into this stinking event for something completely free. But I just really appreciate you. And again, you know, Katie, in spite of being Canadian, is truly amazing. By the way, everybody, stay on the lookout because there's going to be new ENN coffee from a new roaster coming to you soon.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to taste the new coffee.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you
awesome.
for the jacket.
Yes,
Totally.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna like it because you are a coffee connoisseur. I mean, no, what do they call it? Barista? You're a barista, so you.
No.
connoisseur.
I am nowhere close. I didn't even drink coffee till I met my wife. And then I started drinking. But for me, it's like it's a morning ritual. I want something warm in the morning. It's not even as much the flavoring, but I enjoy it. And I just happen to know a lot of people. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, I couldn't stand the coffee that Anna sent me. So I set Katie her up with a friend of mine who owns a small coffee roaster in Washington. And now they're getting, so there's going to be a whole bunch new stuff coming if anybody's going to Creator Camp. So
Nice.
Yes. And
That's
just
awesome.
speaking of Creator Camp, just like Paul mentioned, he added a link to the comments. There is a giveaway happening right now. If you're an Ecamm fam member, which you all are, you get the chance to win this epic giveaway. And look at everything that is included. And yes, even Doc is included because he will install and help you install virtually the equipment with you. So that's a one-on-one with Doc.
Yes.
And here's how you enter.
Head on over to ecamm.tv/giveaway23 and use our secret code Team Building Blocks. That's Team Building Blocks.
Without the eyes.
Without the eyeballs, yes. For 5 additional entries for you, my friend.
Yes. Yep. So there you go. So good luck, everybody, with that. And
I'm just thinking the only person that doesn't want to win is Paul because that one-on-one would be a punishment.
Oh my gosh, you guys not gonna believe this. How long have I had my studio? I bet you, Paul. Paul, do you install your studio already?
Oh, your Mac
How long have I
Studio.
had my Mac
You
Studio?
had it for
Like 2 weeks.
a few days now.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's like almost 2 weeks.
Maybe
Yeah,
days.
I had it for almost 2 weeks and I have not installed it yet because I have not had time to do it. And I see it there in the corner and I'm like, I gotta do it. But Paul,
the coffee needs to go through the tester for quality confirmation.
All right. I am Haley came in again, which means that I am getting called to daddy duty.
Yes, to do it, daddy.
Yes.
It's their dinner time, and I'm very diligent about 5 to 7 when they go to bed. I don't put it. That's my time where it's just them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hear you.
But if you need a new ringtone, I could have her say "Dookie Dookie, Auntie Anna."
Send it, please. Send it, please. She doesn't even have to do the dookie dookie. She just have to say Auntie Anna. Or whatever she wants to say, but separate. Yes.
I would not say whatever she wants to say because Fuljens got a couple things that she was saying earlier. I'm a very good father, but I'm a very sarcastic father, and she does know. Not always appropriate. Like, don't ask her where the moon is.
You're gonna get.
My mom asked Haley where the moon was, and she turns around and she pulls down her pants. She goes, "In my pants."
Haley, listen, I will live through you. Yes. Yes, Haley. Yes. So, Dan, go take care of your kids before she comes in and say all the bleeping things.
Sorry, I gotta y'all tip Paul on the way out for me. Hey, where's the moon?
It's in my hand.
Well, at least she's saying it's in her pants, right? So that's clean. That's so clean. I wonder who taught her that.
Oh, I have no shame in my
Right?
name. There's certain things that she only says to my mother-in-law. There's certain things that she only says to my father and my mother, and the rest she hopefully doesn't say in public. So
wait. K-Walk says she may come in and push the button.
she does push the button. She does. I was on a work call and she comes in and I'm like, I mean, I think I probably would have rather got caught being in a meeting in the bathroom. It was bad. Okay, I'm done. I gotta go.
Yeah,
This is
go
going.
for the kids. Good for your kids. Good for your
Paul's
kids.
mentally exhausted also.
Thank you, Dan,
Yeah.
for being here with us. Thank you. Have a great night and continue creating. I will see you on Friday, but I will text you later.
You'll text me tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. again, because
Yes.
that's your habit. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, everybody. So we do want to see what you're creating. So if you would like to share it with us, you can send us an email at annaandfuljens@gmail.com and let us know what you would like to talk about, and we will check it out, because we want the fam to, like, when you teach what you know, you get better at it, right? So you be like, oh my gosh, I thought I knew it, but now, right? So
yeah. And you're also providing value to the community
So,
members
yes.
who, it's like, hey, where has this tool, where has this resource been all my life?
Win.
Win. Win.
That's it. So thank you so much for being here with us, and we will see you on Friday if you're going to join the DEI playbook with Fuljens and Dan right here.
Yes, that's this Friday, July 14th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Head on over to the LinkedIn, and right on Dan's profile, we'll be streaming live at then. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. And I'm looking forward to Dan getting a well-deserved break after this. He's been putting in a lot of hours to this amazing event.
Yeah, exactly, Paul. That's well said. If you want to learn something, teach it. That's it.
Yes.
That is that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we will see you on Friday. Otherwise, we will see you on Monday on Ecamm Network News and Entertainment at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube and on LinkedIn. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Anna He.
And I'm Fuljens.
And you're watching Building Blocks. Have a good night.
Peace.